Hi and welcome to the Shortcuts Scorecard training session. My name is Kelly and I'll be guiding through exactly how this product works. So what is Scorecard? Scorecard is a powerful data analytics tool which measures the performance of your business in the context of your industry. So if you're a hairdressing salon, you'll be able to be measured against other hair salons, beauty and so forth. By drawing the data analytics direct from your business and other businesses in your region, Scorecard allows you to compare your figures to the competition and track your overall progress. So that's in a nutshell what Scorecard is, but what it actually allows you to do is track some major KPIs. It allows you to identify some strengths and weaknesses in your business. It also allows you to compare your performance against other industry people like yourself and interpret the business data to help make improvements, for your marketing strategies and any other type of strategies that you've got in place. So let's get started and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So Shortcut Scorecard, it sits in here in our Smart Console. So if you already have one of these products, you would already have access to this screen. If you don't have Scorecard itself, just let us know and we can organise that for you. Scorecard is the tile that sits in the bottom left-hand corner. And you can see on that actual tile, we have 2 sites performing well and 1 site needing attention. So this example that you're seeing is a company which has 3 sites. If you have just 1 site, then you'll just have the 1 site's information on your tile. So the little sunny sky, what that represents is that you're doing pretty well. If you had some thunderstorms and clouds on your tile, that would mean that you may want to have a quick look through and see what's going on there, because there might be some figures that need improving. So all the other things here on the Shortcut Smart system are also available to you, and there is another webinar recording called Smart System which you can watch to find out a bit more about all of those. So let's go into Scorecard. So if I click on the tile, it'll open up Shortcut Scorecard. And I'll explain what all the different things on the page are. So up the top we see a snapshot of sites. So the green means that they're doing well and they've got a thumbs up, and the red and thumbs down means we're not doing so well. And the way that we compare these figures and come up with these conclusions are based on the same time last year. So we're comparing how this My Business 1 is doing the same time as last year. So we're in August at the moment, so we're doing better than August last year. My Business 2 is not doing better than this time last year. It's actually doing a little worse, and so on. There is also a sideways thumb, and if you have a sideways thumb, it means you're doing about the same, and the tile will be orange for that. If you don't have multiple sites like this example, you won't actually see this page. You'll just go to the next page, which I'm about to show you now. So the good thing about this when you're comparing multiple sites is that you see how they're all tracking, and if I hover over them I can see some actual results. And the white line, as you can see here in the key, it says that the average site revenue is the white line. So you can see that the green and the orange sites, which is My Business 1 and 3, they're doing better than the average, and then the blue site, which is My Business 2, is not doing as good as the average, which is also reflected in the colours up here. So it gives you sort of every opportunity to see this information. So if you were to have 1 site, we'll delve into My Business 3 to have a look at that. It would come up immediately looking like this. So we have a thumbs up and green for revenue, same with transactions, visits, clients and online bookings. So clients we're not doing as well. So basically what I'll do is I'll scroll through each of the KPIs and explain everything on the page. So revenue KPIs are automatically selected because it's the first in the list, and you can see there's a white square around it. So if I was to click on transactions, that white square would then shift. So we know then that is what is selected at that moment. I'll go back to revenue. Okay, and we can see under the heading where it says here revenue KPIs, it's showing data up to the end of July. So the data rolls over on the 1st of every single month. So it'll basically roll over each month and you'll see the previous month. So as soon as August is finished, we'll be able to see all of August results in here as well. This particular site is in the beauty community, so you'll be placed in the correct community dependent on your business. And you'll also be automatically put in the correct revenue band, so you don't need to do anything. The system works all that out for you. So based on your revenue, this particular site is in the under 250k per year revenue band. Now if they skip up and they make a lot more money in the next couple of months and they then are in their over 300, they'll actually automatically jump to the next revenue band, so they're compared against people that are like them. So if I scroll down a little further, we'll have a look. So there's about 14 KPIs. So we can look at the top icons or tiles here as categories, and within each category there's a few different KPIs to measure. So in revenue we've got 3 different KPIs that we can have a look at. If I want to know what the KPI is all about, I can actually hover over the little I for information, and this will actually tell me what it is exactly. So this one up the top that says total revenue, it's all service, retail and sundry after discounts have been applied, and it doesn't include gift certificates or series sales. So it gives you all the information that you need, so if you ever get stuck you can have a look at that. Now you can see the yellow means last year, so this time last year, and the red means this year. So when we're comparing, we can see if we've grown quite easily just by looking at that visually, if we've grown compared against last year. And then the white line that runs across it is the actual community itself. So the white line says that we are doing above average for July. And these indicators here also tell us that. So we're above average versus the community, and we're above versus July last year. This is our total revenue. And if we hover over, we can see on the line exactly what that figure is. If I scroll down, we can see a breakdown. So the total revenue is basically the service and retail combined. So we can see the breakdown here. So services, we're doing a lot better than last year, and we've pretty much increased a lot over the last few months. So we're doing something right there. And then the same goes with retail. We're doing a lot better in retail compared to this time last year. And then our white line again allows us to track against the industry. So if I scroll back up to the top and I click on transactions, our transaction is sitting at about 286 per transaction. So if I click on that tile, I can go in there and have a look at a bit more information there. So if I scroll down, my average dollars per transaction is listed first. So that tells us that we've increased quite significantly there. And the number of transactions has increased from last year, but we're a bit below the average industry standard. So we're doing a lot better than last year though, so we can't complain there, so that's looking good. Again, we can hover over to see a description of what they actually mean as well. And then we've got a breakdown of the average service dollars per transaction as well. So that breaks down the service dollars and then the retail dollars as well. So the actual average per transaction is listed first, right up the top, and then it breaks it down to service and retail. Then we also have an icon here for discretional discount. So this KPI here represents any time that we click the discount button. So it looks like we've done a lot more discounting over the last couple of months, but we've made a lot more money. So more discounting doesn't actually equate to a bad thing. More discounting could mean that we're doing more promotions and getting more people in the door, and they could be spending more money anyway. So discounting is not bad. Okay, so the percentage of transactions that were discounted, we can have a look at that particular one as well, and we can see how we're going against the industry there too. So how many discounts did we actually do? Now if we scroll up and have a look at visits, some of my favourite KPIs are in here, so we'll have a look at this. So in here we can see our average visit frequency. So how many visits or how many weeks are there between our clients' visits. We want them coming in more often, and we want them obviously spending more money. The more often our clients come in and the more money they spend, the less marketing we have to do to find new clients to reach our goals. So if our visit frequency is improving, then that's fantastic. We are a bit down on last year, but we are we are a bit down against the community and against last year on this particular stat, but we are improving as we've seen in our other KPIs that we just looked at. So, you know, we're obviously doing something right there. Then if we could get them coming in a little bit more often, that would increase again. So that might be something to have a look at. Whenever you see a dip, you can always see, okay, well, this is where we've changed something. We need to fix it to be as good as we were last year. Okay, so the number of visits. So the number of service visits that we've had is 265 visits within that period. So that's up on last year. So people are obviously coming in a little less often, but they are having more things when they come in. So you can see basically exactly what is happening in your business by looking at these stats. The average number of services per visit is one of my favourite things to look at. The reason for that is because if you can have your clients having one extra service every time they come in, so for example, rather than just having a leg wax, they have a leg wax and a facial, or they have a leg wax and an eyebrow wax, every little extra bit that you add to it will help increase your profits. So the services per visit is definitely something to aim for, to increase. If your current services per visit is 1 or 2, look at increasing that to 2 or 3. And then another one of my favourite KPIs is your percentage of visits with a retail upsell. And the reason I like this one so much is because our clients love to have, you know, a consultation and have products recommended to them. So if you can actually upsell product within a service, you're actually able to increase your profits very easily without having to spend a lot more time with the client. But you're also there, you know, as I said, increasing your profits, but at the same time giving the client what they want. Like a lot of clients, they need to be told what is good for their skin or what is good for their hair, and they crave that consultation. So here, if you're aiming to increase the amount of retail upsell, you definitely want to look at this stat to keep an eye on that. So the next one that we're going to have a look at is clients. So this is the one that we've got in red, and that looks like it's dipped from last year. So if we have a look, our first stat here is new client retention, and the new client retention here shows us in yellow what we've retained versus what's not returning. So if you see more red or orange than the yellow, then obviously that's not a good sign. And again, the white is our industry standard. Okay, so we're down versus the community, and we are also down versus last year as well. So we've got 36% client retention for brand new clients. So we're obviously not doing something right with our new clients here. So we need to figure out some strategy to make our clients come back that second and third time. The next stat down below here is the repeat client retention. So that one is looking great. So we've got 83%, and that's a good thing to aim for. Around about the 80% is fantastic. We can see a lot more yellow there, which is great. We're up versus the community, and we're up versus last year. So with our current clients that have been in more than once, we're doing something right there. They're enjoying coming back, and we're holding on to those clients. But the brand new clients, for some reason, they're not coming back. So maybe we need to look at some marketing to try and get them in that second time, or tightening up some procedures to make it a more enjoyable experience for that first time visit. Okay, so online booking is the last thing that we want to look at here, and that's our last stat. So we can see here on the page that we're up from July last year. We can see the reason that there may not be some stats in yellow is that perhaps we didn't have it that time last year, so we can't really compare it if we didn't have it there last year. But we have increased the last few months, so that is a good sign. The first 3 graphs that you see here are all about your total online booking value, the number of online bookings, and also how many were made outside of hours. Outside of hours is one of my favourite to look at, because with this one, It actually tells you that your business is working for you even when you're closed. Now, our average stat for this is around 40%. So normally about 40% of bookings are made outside of hours, which means that while you're not working, your business is still working. People are able to go to your website and, inquire or have a look at some pricing and then also make that booking at the same time. If this wasn't available to your clients, then, they may go on and look at other websites and then make a booking with someone else. So the more options you give your clients, the better it is. So that's why having online booking is such a great thing, because you can actually see that it really works for you to create that visit frequency as well. Your clients are able to make a booking immediately when they think of it, even if it's 10 o'clock at night, and not have to wait a day or two when they get a chance at work next. So having that online booking stat there is really important to keep an eye on. Then we see a breakdown below. So the next three are Book Me bookings value, Book Me number of bookings, and Book Me outside of hours. And what that means is your online booking on its own, so on your website or Facebook page. The next three stats are about your My Local Salon bookings. So basically we have two types of online booking. One is on your website and one is My Local Salon. So here we can see we've had some bookings through My Local Salon and from our website, and then the top stats give us our totals. Okay, so this is basically all the KPIs that we can see. There is about 14 there at the moment. We're always increasing those, but these are the key ones to look at the moment. If you don't want to click on the actual tiles themselves, you can click on these icons on the side. So clients here will take me to clients, the same thing as if I was to click on the red tile here. So it's just another way of doing it. If I hit back, it'll just take me back to the previous area I was in. And then if I click on home, it'll just take me right back to the start of my smart system. So that is Shortcuts Scorecard. If you have any other questions about Scorecard, I'm about to pop on the details up on the screen now. So we can see the information up on the screen. You can email info@shortcuts.com.au. You can pop a question on our Facebook page, which is up on the screen at the moment. You can go to our website for more information, or even give us a call on 1300 667 374. Thank you so much for taking the time to hear all about Scorecard today, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.